Hey guys, Stephen Warnock here again. I am excited to share with you a little bit more about some of the benefits, some of the hidden benefits of becoming a Renatus alumnus. So as an education holder, you get some perks. And so I'm going to share what some of those are. If you have opted in already, these are things that you can now start working on and putting into your own business. And I will help you do that. If you're still on the fence of whether or not you should be joining with Renatus and becoming an education holder, the purpose of this video is to really show you some of the benefits behind that. So I'm going to walk you through what's called the Business Center. I'm just going to give you like a really quick overview. You'll have to ignore some jingling. I do have a cat that is running around all over the place. And I'm going to walk you through Helios. These are all the platforms and kind of behind the scenes, the stuff that you'll have access to. Renatus iOS, which is the investor operating software. The success cycle, if you choose to participate in that. I'm going to introduce you to our nationwide community and kind of show you how you can leverage the nationwide community. And then some philanthropy opportunities that you can choose to do yourself. I'm going to show you what I'm doing, and then just show you a little bit more about what kind of time freedom and what it'll allow you to do. And I'll walk you through it, okay? So that's the purpose of this short little video, just to give you some hidden benefits. So first is the Renatus Business Center. So this is what we call our back office. So this is a screenshot of what you would look at and what you would see when you first log in using the Business Center. And so let me show you what I mean. So this is where you come to the Business Center. This is your login page. And as you can see, you have two options. You have a Helios login and you have a Business Center login. So I'm going to show you Business Center first. This is where you would come in. This is kind of the older platform, the older model, which we're still using because Helios is continually getting upgraded and revamped, and it's not 100% completed yet. So for now, we're using both, and I'm going to walk you through what they both look like. So if you were an education holder, you would come on board and you'd get into your education and access all your classes through this platform. And this is the home page. And so you notice you will have all these features up here on the top, all the tabs here. So for example, if you wanted to access your education, you would go to education. You'd have, whether you came in essentials or advanced investor training, your learning partner, this is where you can give access to your learning partner. All the real estate forms that you could ever imagine are in this section. And then your Renatus iOS, you get a free trial, but also you get all the training with that on this section. So I'm going to show you all that right now. So let's say we go into essentials. You'd have access to your education here and all the classes here. There's a pre-assessment and it'll tell you if you passed it or not. And you know, you can watch these in either platform, Helios or Business Center. So it'll look like maybe you're not making progress or whatever on these classes because you're watching some and others and that. Don't be too worried about that. Just know that you can access this here. So example, you want to go in and watch tax and legal. You click on it and you have the option here to download the whole thing on audio. You have the option to open the workbook, and you can print that out if that makes it better for you to kind of take notes as you're going. And then over here, it's sectioned off into like short, you know, anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes. And that way you can track where you stopped. You can go back to where you stopped relatively quickly and easily. So it's really cool, and it's, you know, sectioned off with titles and all that. So if I go back to education, and let's say you want, you know, you're not sure like what forms you would use. Well, check this out. Look at all these forms that you would get. Anything dealing with your contracts, your deeds, any agreements, click on there and literally you'll have all this, the letters, all the purchase contracts, any addendums to the agreement and to the contracts, anything you would need, you would have it here. And you would just click on it. Let's say you were working on a subject to a seller or a creative financing, a creative acquisition strategy, which is called subject to. You can click on this. And there you go. There's the form, and you fill this out to the best of your ability, have a real estate attorney take a look at it, tweak it to your state, and you're in good shape. So you have all of these things here for you. Sample letters, and this is crucial when you're writing letters of intent, whether you're writing you know, an offer or options, giving them multiple options. That's where you're going to go to get that. So we have all these little trainings here available for you. So this is where you would access Renatus iOS training, and it'll take you to a full day course on Renatus iOS, how to use it, how to properly implement it into your own business. And this is the business center. Okay, so you have also under communication, you'll have events, and you can filter through and kind of see how many different things we got going on here in California. And I'm going to show you that a little bit more in just a second. I'm going to go back. Okay, so that was a quick review, quick overview of the business center, just some of the features that you're going to have. That's not everything. I just wanted to give you a behind the scene look. The next thing would be Helios. So if you were to access Helios, it looks a little different, but ultimately it's the same content, it's the same information that is in the business center. It's just starting to look much prettier, and it's starting to look much more up to date. Okay, so I'm gonna screen share that and walk you through some of what that looks like. Okay, so once again, you're back here at the home page, myrenatus.com, and you're gonna log in. This time you're gonna choose Helios. You click there, and you'll get to the Helios page. And here you go. Here's the corporate dashboard. Always on the dashboard, there's going to be tons of cool stuff that you can click on, just trainings and videos and different things. But over here on the left, is going to be all the tabs. So access your education here, your course library, and here's all the education everything that you have access to will be here. And you just click on the ones that you want to watch. Let's say you're watching your essentials classes. You just go in here, click. Over here on the right, you can download them on audio. You can download the workbook here, and away you go. Okay, so, and again, it's sectioned off, so it's easy to access. And that's pretty much it. You'll have other things that you can access here. You can go down here to marketing if you are choosing to market, which I'm going to talk about in just a second. And you have access to all these kinds of presentations, marketing materials. So we try to make this as duplicatable as possible. And I'm going to refer back to this in just a minute and explain to you a little bit more about that. So I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint. Okay, so now that you know a little bit about Helios, the next thing would be Renatus iOS. And I did show you that already through the back office. Just know that Renatus iOS is the investor operating software that we use to find our distressed properties and how to locate them. So I'm not going to walk you through the training of that because that's a full day course in itself. So just know that it's available for you and that you'll get one-on-one coaching basically with Josh Tobias and Don Fowler. And they'll walk you through the ins and outs of how to really utilize that software. So here's the Renatus success cycle. This is what happens when somebody jumps on board. They start learning, they start implementing what they learn, and then they experience some success in the form of a real estate deal, and they make some money. And then what they do is they start talking to everybody and share their success with other people. And then guess what? Renatus pays you for sharing that success and inviting people to jump on board and inviting people to learn a little bit more and implement this in their own lives. So this is what we call the Renatus success cycle. Learn, implement, experience your own success, share that success and talk about it with others, and Renatus will pay you for it when somebody you refer jumps on board. So for every person you recommend to Renatus and Renatus educational products, and they purchase that product, you could earn anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000 per qualifying sale. That's up to 50% commission that you could get by just referring people back to the thing that you're using for your own success. So this is like the cherry on top. Not only are you learning and implementing for yourself, but when it starts to come to fruition and you start having success in your own life, you start referring people back to what's worked for you, and Renatus pays you for it. It's genius, guys. So a lot of times this is what funds all of my real estate deals, are these referrals, are these references to, hey, this is what's working for me. Go out and, they jump on board and they purchase, and now I get paid for that. And now I use that money to fund my real estate deals and my philanthropy and all that kind of stuff. So this is the cherry on top. This is 100% optional to participate in. You do not have to participate in this option, and this is marketing, right? So this would, there's the real estate side, all the education, and implement the education, start fixing and flipping properties, whatever it is, whatever niche you're into. This is a second piece to it that if you choose to take part of it, you can. You don't have to. Profits are better than wages. That's something Jim Rohn has always said. This, if you don't have a product or a service that you can sell, this is a great option to affiliate with Renatus so that you can sell their products, because it's a great product. So why go recreate the wheel when you have something so powerful in front of you and you just can refer people to it? So start working on your profits part-time, and I guarantee you they will outperform your wages in 6 to 12 months, easy, as you pursue this consistently. So, okay, I wanted to share a little bit more about the community. So nationwide, I've mentioned that several times in other videos and other emails. This is a nationwide community. So this that you're looking at is a quick screenshot of everything going on in California that you can see there in the short dates that I'm showing you. Well, let's say you had some business partners, or let's say you had an interest in going out of states for your investing, which a lot of us do. Let's say, for example, Idaho is the place that you want to start to invest in. Well, if you were to go to the Idaho, you pull that down arrow and you go to Idaho, you could see all the events that are going on. This is really cool because now not only do you get to see, oh, Idaho Falls, Team Idaho, they have some introductions and they have a Renatus community there. But now if you take a look, I've covered up the last names and some of the addresses there, but you have phone numbers, you have names, you have addresses, you have contacts for people who are actively participating in real estate. They are actively involved in the progression of their own Renatus businesses. And so you have contacts, guys. You have your lenders, your contractors, your subcontractors. Everything that you need would be through this portal because you have a contact that can speak the same language as you. You are Renatus alumnus, and this is what has surrounded Renatus education, is the community. So just a really awesome bonus that you can tap into and leverage the people through Renatus community nationwide. Okay, so here's some of the community here local to me. Now, if you're not local to me, that's okay, because we have communities all across the country that you can tap into and that you will be able to attend and meet these people. This is my local community. Your local community may look different, may be smaller, may be bigger. The cool part is you get to build whatever you want. You can create it however you want it. This is something that we've been working on and we've created. This didn't always look like this, right? So now we have community members surrounding the Renatus education, and you get to make it look however you want it to look. So these are, on the top left is a mastermind that we do, and you'll be able to participate in that virtually if you're not local to us. Over on the top right is a property tour. This is some of the interests that we get with weekly property tours. Down below is down bottom left is another property tour, just having fun there. But then the middle is just like my group, my friends, the people that I get to work with every day that are investing. I'm surrounding myself by people who are doing things that I want to learn how to do, or have figured things out that I want to figure out. And we're rising, we're holding each other accountable, and we're helping each other grow. Okay. In the bottom right, another mastermind, another presentation meeting. So just know that these things are available to you. If there isn't a local community near you, guess what? The fun part is I'm going to help you build it. I'm going to help you build that community and make it look the way that you want it to look, because that's what this is all about. It's helping people grow. Okay, so that's the community. Now the philanthropy. This is my favorite part. So I came from a very small town, Lucerne Valley. You can see the population there, 5,200 people. That's been the same number since I was a kid, so I'm sure it's even less than that. I have no idea. This is my high school. This is where it all started. My mentor, Troy Van Bavel, he shared, hey, you need to read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He was my teacher, and he's what started this whole journey for me. And along the way, it kind of went into hibernation for a bit, and then ultimately hardship brought me back into that passion of learning how to grow and to get involved in real estate. So I grew up and went to this small school, graduating class of I think like 38 people. It was in the middle of the pack. I wasn't a stellar student. Played all the sports, you know, because you have such a small school, you play every sport. And I loved going to high school here, but there was not a lot of opportunity. I wasn't prepared for college. I wasn't prepared for real life, but I was fortunate enough to have some key coaches, some key mentors, two teachers that really stuck out to me and said, I want to be like them. And that's what led me down my teaching path. But now what's so cool is that anybody that comes and joins the Renatus movement, becomes a Renatus alumnus by becoming an education holder, I give 10% to Lucerne Valley Alumnus Foundation. I've created the Lucerne Valley Foundation, which is a fund that just goes to giving opportunities to kids out there. So this is a very low income area and a small town, not a lot of opportunity for these kids. Very few kids get out of the community. I was very fortunate that I did. And so I give back to that community. So now everything that I earn through commissions from Renatus and sales of Renatus, 10% of those sales go back to this foundation where we're providing opportunities, books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad for kids, cash flow for kids. We're teaching kids about business. We're teaching kids about real estate and how to get out of Lucerne Valley to make a life for themselves and decide whether or not they want to come back and give back to the community. And that's a really amazing opportunity that I have now to give back to the community that I loved, but didn't offer me a lot of opportunity. And now I'm in a position now where I can give back and give opportunity to some of those kids. And it's exciting. So I invite you to figure out a why, figure out a foundation, something that you want to contribute to, and shoot for that goal that you're going to be able to give back that way. My vision is that every single graduating student of Lucerne Valley will be able to attend college and it be paid for by this foundation. That's my goal. There's only 38 kids, right, graduating, so we can do that, and we'll get there. It's a daunting task, but we're going to get there. So that's just some fun parts of some of the hidden benefits. That's really why I do this, is to see people grow and to be able to give back. But this is some of the cool benefits. Now that we have time freedom, literally can go anywhere where there's internet and can work on my profits and my wages however I want to divvy that up. And these are some of the trips that I've done just in the last couple of years. This last summer alone, I went to 7 different countries. And it wouldn't have been possible had I not opted into Renatus and become an education holder, become an alumnus, and started leveraging the team across the nation. So I invite you guys to take a further look at this. Take a look at down below. You can schedule a discovery call with me. Hit on the link there to schedule you for your next steps, to learn your next steps, and take action, guys. I can help you get to wherever it is that you want to be. I will help you get to the point where you're crushing your goals, because as I help you, you're going to help me. And that's just naturally how it works. And we believe in the law of reciprocity, which is when you give, you get. And I look forward to assisting you guys in any way that I can. So if you haven't already, hit the link below and make sure you follow the next steps. Schedule a call with me and let's get you on board in our next mastermind, which is starting up here pretty soon. All right, I look forward to meeting you if I haven't already, and feel free. Don't wait any longer. If what you're doing isn't working, change it. If what you're doing is working, fine, keep going, keep doing that. But if it's not working, consider a change, hit below, learn your next steps, and let's get on a call and get you plugged into this community and get you crushing the goals that you want to crush. All right, guys, thanks for taking the time to watch this video. Until next time.